Hello everyone. We are back again with part 4. My name is Book, an autobiography. From rags to papers. In case you hadn't noticed, I have a soft spot for letter P. Don't get me wrong. I love all 26 letters of alphabet. Without them, how would writers put all those long sentences inside me? But I'm not ashamed to admit I do have a special liking for P, a letter that reminds me of high moments in Book's life. Papyrus, parchment, paper, printing press, paperback, page, publisher. See what I mean? That was just me. By the way, trying to make up a little poem. Thought I would give it a go. And now, I'm going to tell you about one of those high moments. The coming of paper. Not that my papyrus and parchment weren't kinds of paper, but I'm talking the real paper. Like the stuff you are holding right now. Who invented paper? Who thought of making it from plant fibers and old rags? Given the chance, I would like to say a personal thank you to that person who happened to be a Chinese scholar by the name of T.S. Lun. If only he could flip my pages now. Lun would be ever so proud of what he gave to the world. But perhaps gave is too strong a word, for he didn't exactly say, "Hey world, I have just invented papers. Here's the recipe. Now." No, it didn't happen quite like that. The story goes that one day, he came up with the idea of pounding bamboo and mulberry bark into a pulp. He then mixed the pulp with water, strained it through a cloth, and left it to dry in the sun. And from Lun's mushy mash, hey presto, paper was born. That was nearly 2000 years ago. The secret of paper remained with the Chinese for hundreds of years. They wrote on it, made kites out of it, even used it for toilet paper. Until the Arabs discovered the secret and took it with them to a place called Samarkand. Then on to Spain in the 12th century. Soon there were paper-making mills all over Europe. By then, the Aztecs in South America were also making papers from fibers of the agave tree plants. And in exchange for the Arab horses and camels, the sultans of Kashmir in India were offering fine Kashmir paper made from linen, flax and hemp rags. You can see all the plants which were used to make the paper. Needless to say, I was delighted with this development. Some people still felt I looked more beautiful in parchment and vellum. But you can't please everybody, can you? And since they were so expensive, I thought paper's fine by me. In fact, I was happy to see the words in me reveal themselves in a mirror of paper. And quietly I said to myself, "Thank you, all you plants." Talking of plants, if I tell you that I'm related to the beech tree, you will probably think I am kidding. Well, it might interest you to know that once upon a time, strips of beech were used for writing on. So the Old English word bok means beech as well as book. And since paper comes from plants, you could say that plants, like the clay that once made me, are part of book's breathing ancestry. As a matter of fact, I will have you know that I have been made from palm leaves in India, from mulberry leaves in Japan, from banana leaves in Philippines. And don't you call my pages leaves. Don't you speak of leafing through my pages? And among Native Americans, wasn't I book? Known as talking leaves. You can see all these were called talking leaves because they were used for writing. I had often seen my masters and Dick employed in reading, and I had a great curiosity to talk to the books, as I thought they did, and so to learn how all things had a beginning. For that purpose, I have often taken up a book and have talked to it, and then put my ears to it when alone in hopes it would answer me. And I have been very much concerned when I found it remained silent. It's written by Olaudah. Gutenberg's movable type. I was over the moon about the coming of paper, but even more exciting news was to come. Something massive was in the air, something that would change me forever. It had already been happening in Korea, where people were using what's called movable type to print me. This was in fact an invention borrowed from the Chinese who, you will remember, bless them, also came up with the idea of paper. Then, in 15th century, news came from Germany that a goldsmith by the name of Johannes Gutenberg had found a way of printing letters of metal type onto a sheet of paper much faster than copying them by hand. Not only that, Gutenberg was claiming that he could even rearrange and reuse those same letters to form new sentences. It was the first time anyone in the Europe had ever heard of printing. It sounded too good to be true, but it was happening for real. I was flying on the wings of Gutenberg's movable type. Let us break the seal which seals up holy things and give wings to truth, in order that she may win every soul that comes into the world. By her word no longer return at great expense, by hands easily palsied, but multiplied like the wind by an untiring machine. Johannes Gutenberg. Now, I could see myself on the printing press being multiplied 100-fold, 1,000-fold, 1,000,000-fold. With the greater quantities of me being produced, book, was getting cheaper, which meant more people could now afford to buy me. I didn't have to belong just to rich or, for that matter, the monks and the nuns who were scribes. I could enter the minds and imagination of poor people who were at least learning to read and write. There is no frigate like a book to take us lands away, nor any coursers like a page of prancing poetry. This traverse may be poor as steak without oppress of toil. How frugal is a chariot that bears a human soul. Emily Dickinson, an American poet. That's what she had to write for books. And because I had become much cheaper and easier to carry around, I began to spread ideas beyond borders. Book, became portable bridge across time and space, a lighthouse shining in the sea of time, giving the light of my pages wherever there was hunger for the written words. And here's something interesting. After the invention of the printing press, the price of the reading glasses went down because more people were reading. Today, you will see the printed words everywhere, on billboards, on posters, on the newspaper headlines, spotted out of the corner of your eye, and the junk mail pouring through your letterbox. Thanks to print, readers by their thousands could now own an identical copy of me. I wouldn't want to upset any scientist out there, but you could say the printed book was the world's first positive clone. Of course, there were those who were still suspicious and considered the printing press to be the work of devil. Print put book at the very cutting edge of change. That is it for today. Hope you enjoyed. Bye then. Take care. Stay blessed. We are going to continue with the next part tomorrow. Till then, take care.